Welcome everyone. Welcome to the final project presentations of our January cohort of the UpLeveled Web Development Bootcamp. And some of you may know, some not, what to expect today. And so I will just give you a quick overview. I'm going to introduce the team. I am going through a couple of slides just to give you a brief overview of what people have been doing before finally ending up in this situation now. And so you have a better understanding of what they've been through, where they're coming from, what technologies we teach, and what to expect. But we're trying to keep it short and give the stage over to our graduates soon, and then they will present themselves briefly and most of all their most complex projects that they've built in the end of the program. And we'll also show you how to get in touch with them later on if you're interested in finding new people for your teams. So first of all, why am I muted again? Have I been muted? Okay, so it seems like it's jumping to mute now and then. So if that happens, let me know. If you can't hear me, I think people are reaching out. That's good. Okay, so it seems like it's fine. First of all, a quick introduction to UpLeveled. As you might have seen on the website or been in touch with us and been in touch probably with Matthias or with Carl or with me, we're a web development bootcamp. That means a very immersive coding education program based in Vienna. But this might not tell you much about what's actually happening behind the scenes. So what's happening behind the scenes is that people join our program in order to either upskill what they already know, and or maybe even switch their career path and start something completely new. And we promise that we can actually achieve that together in a very personal, very hands-on and immersive program that is very personal, as I said, mentored. And we will walk you through a couple of things that are important to understand what differentiates us from any other course that people could take to acquire some first programming skills, and tell you more about what we do differently. First of all, let me quickly introduce the team. So you see me talking. I'm one of the co-founders of UpLeveled, starting off in 2019, but there's also Carl Hockey, who's our tech lead, basically responsible for the whole curriculum and tech education and tech mentoring. Carl, can you say hi quickly so that people can
Hey everybody.
So that's Carl. He has also a nice background. By the way, this is maybe a good situation to announce that if you see UpLeveled people who do not have this awesome, cool background, it's not because they choose not to have it, but it's because their machines are not set up to use these Zoom backgrounds. There are still some devices out there who don't support this. So another one also with a black screen, you can see a pattern here, right? Who's going for dark mode is our UpLeveled teacher, Jose. Can you please unmute and say hi quickly?
Yeah, say hi.
Say hi, that's you.
I'm just here, but the problem is like, I'm just working with two computers right now, trying to fix everything. So I don't know if you are seeing me here or are you seeing me here, but okay.
We can hear you fine though. It's cool.
Good.
Okay, so someone has to work, obviously. Some people hold their faces into the camera, and then there's always one person who has to do the actual job, right? So that's Jose. And then we also have Matthias, whom most of you will probably know from talking on the phone. Matthias, can you also...
Hi, everybody.
Say hi quickly. Awesome. So probably not, yeah, we're in the same room, so we have a microphone situation here that we can't have two microphones open at the same time, but this is what happens in a pandemic. So this is the core team. I will let you know who else will be is contributing to our program later on. But this is the UpLeveled team that was a main part of the journey, and we will introduce the candidates real soon. So maybe what you should know about our program is, as you can maybe seen already before, it's like 12 weeks plus 4 weeks of preparation. That might seem very, very short, but actually to our candidates, it felt like ages. So we always have stand-ups in the morning. So we're doing this agile procedures and Scrum that we're doing every morning. So we have a daily, and then today in the morning in the daily, people were mentioning that they actually, we're now closer to them than some family members. They might even be happy once things are over, because they might have a weekend at some point again. They might be able to clean their apartment, or they might sleep again without thinking of things that are undefined in their project. I think Samy said that at some point. I can't sleep because things are undefined. And so what I want to tell you is that the program is really, really, when we say immersive, we mean like super immersive. Our people, when they onboard this, not knowing what they're getting themselves into, is that this is something where they will be coding, eating, sleeping, coding, and repeating the whole thing, basically coding on the weekends, in the evenings, at night, and doing nothing else for almost 4 months, including the preparation that is already very comprehensive. And yeah, maybe Carl can walk you through some of the main aspects in our curriculum if you haven't heard of those yet.
Yeah, sure. So we are a full stack program. We have no illusions that at the end that people are going to come out as expert full stack developers. That's just not really a possible goal here. That people come out being fully experienced and knowing all of the things. I mean, it's even questionable whether this is possible generally in terms of whether a full stack developer can really be an expert in everything. But we cover everything. So we go over the front end. So not only the JavaScript, HTML, CSS, and TypeScript and these types of things, but we also cover things like design. So how you first come up with how you are designing your user interface, how it is designed from a UX perspective, how it works for the customer. When it comes to SEO or accessibility, how you can move your application in the right direction there. And we go through backend as well. So backend being Node.js. So we have JavaScript on the front end and the backend. Express, we teach a little bit of Express and Next.js, and GraphQL databases, and further you can read the list. Yeah, so we also have, so aside from front end and back end, we teach how to get an application running in terms of, okay, how can I host this? How can I deploy this? Where are platforms that are going to help me in this? How can I use Heroku? How can I use Netlify? This sort of thing. And aside from that, we have the fundamentals of computer science theory behind everything. So how the history of programming and how different things have evolved over time, how JavaScript continues to evolve in the future, and what the directions of those things are. Yeah, and then aside from that, I guess the soft skills at the bottom.
Yeah, thanks a lot. That's actually a good point for me to take over, because we are known for never underestimating the soft skills, because we want to focus on everything that's important in being a good developer. That means being someone who is considerate of what they want to achieve with the code, like who are the stakeholders, who else is on the team. And so this is where the experience in other, maybe even unrelated work fields and industries of our candidates kick in, because this is exactly what you would need in project management and Scrum and Agile. Maybe some of our participants have worked in larger projects before, maybe completely unrelated, not a tech project, but they have dealt with massive workloads. They have maybe dealt with working long hours and having some kind of deadline pressure. Maybe they've had client communication, they know about marketing. So these are all skills that our people already bring to the table, and we make sure in the program that this is something that we turn into strengths that they could also use in their future tech positions. Because if you want to enter the tech industry, it's obviously not all, like not 100% just about your coding skills. People will show you today that this is exactly what you could onboard them for. But additionally, the people that you will get to know today have already proven that they have a very, very high level of persistence and resilience just by the fact that they've made it alive to the end of this program. Because I can assure you, and we do that even with people interested in joining us in the beginning, this is a very, very frustrating and bumpy roller coaster ride. Like, we actually consult people proactively to not join the course if they don't feel ready for this, because we will push people out of their comfort zone. We will make sure they learn on a continuous basis, and we want to see them working hard, taking feedback and working with this feedback and turning it into something that is constructive and that helps them moving forward. So when people come out of this bootcamp, they are usually in a position to learn new technologies as well, because they've shown that they are capable of doing this in 12 weeks. So now it's basically not such a big deal to jump in a new framework, for example. There are people in this bootcamp who will show to you even today that they have not only worked with the frameworks we teach in the bootcamp, but also work with what the clients request, if that's the situation. And people who have hired from us before know that this is the case actually, and people hit the ground running when they put them in their projects. So this is something that we're taking care of, that this is not something that is left out and people just, discover their soft skills after the course ends again. But this is something that we kind of weave in when they work on their projects, because they work on up to 9 to 13 different projects throughout the whole course. So the one project that you'll see today is just one of the things they want to show you, because it's like maybe the most complex one, maybe the one they're most proud of, maybe the one that was most challenging. But there are other projects as well, as we're very, very hands-on. We start on day one with the first command line application, working on the back end with no front end, and people freak out in the first days of the course, which is completely planned. And another thing that I'm especially really proud of, because I think it's remarkable, is that this cohort has been fully remote. It's the first time, despite the pandemic last year, we were able to offer at least a couple of days or weeks together in the classroom, so people were able to meet their mentors, able to meet the teachers, see the guest lecturers in person, and they're able to collaborate. But this time we had to stay fully remote from mid of January till now, and people have done a very, very remarkable job when it comes to collaborating, being a very supportive and good-humored group. We always had tons of fun. It was a really, really, really cool experience. I love everyone dearly. I'm gonna miss you. And so this is something that I want to add to, because it's not on this page here, but these people have shown that you can trust them and their self-discipline and their drive to work from home independently and learn on a daily basis, even if unguided and if not like in a typical office setting. So this is something that is very important. And I mentioned it briefly already. We are the UpLeveled core team are not the only ones contributing to the overall educational process, but there we have, and this is also still just a selection of up to 15 guest lecturers that we have in each cohort. So there's almost one guest lecturer per week. And that means we have industry experts that are working in their respective field that they are teaching, coming in every week and giving workshops, interactive sessions where they live code, where they have examples and exercises, where they have collaborative sessions, and also sharing their knowledge and their experiences with our candidates. Very high profile people from not only Vienna, also all over Austria, Vorarlberg, for example, like Akopa, or maybe Berlin, like Sara Vieira, working for Code Sandbox, Lirantal, who's based in the IT security hotspot in Tel Aviv. And so these are the people that I want to thank for, like really grateful for their contribution and their passion that they put into this, because they're always doing it with a lot of drive to bring new people into the industry as well. And yeah, that's basically almost it. One thing I would like to point out, especially for companies who are joining us for the first time, we might have talked mainly about new developers, which is in I guess 80% of the cases of the people the case that people start in entry-level positions in development. But there are a lot more tech profiles that you could fill with these candidates. And also in this group that's going to present today, you'll find a lot of different background experience, work experiences, and strengths, soft skills that make these candidates really unique profiles for filling in positions in quality assurance, also, for example, in project management, in managing tech teams, in managing tech projects, in product management, in Scrum related roles like Scrum Master, for example, being trainers, being even with client contact, like being in sales or being in touch with the marketing team and so on. And even if that's not maybe the entry position, these people are like bring everything you need to the table already to maybe go into this path at a later point. So keep that in mind if you're looking to fill positions in your teams. Yeah, and now the time's almost up, because I don't want to talk too long, because if you're interested in UpLeveled, and you're highly welcome, invited to reach out anytime to Matthias or to me. Let us know if you need anything from us, if you are interested in other graduates, if you're interested in upskilling or reskilling your own employees. This is something that we do also, as for example in this cohort. Also in the next cohort we have people that are supported by their employers. So so reach out to us if this is interesting for you. But apart from that, we're gonna give over this stage to our graduates in a minute. Just a few words on what to expect now. We have set aside a 5-minute time slot per person. And I can assure you, in every case, like every graduate project that you'll see today, you could also spend like an hour talking about the project, like talking about the person, talking about what they enjoy, what they found challenging in the course or in this project. But we have to cap it somewhere and make sure that everyone gets a slot, and the overall session doesn't take too long, because we also know you have other things to work on, obviously. So so we have set aside 5 minutes per person, and we're trying to keep it nice, short and sweet. But keep in mind that this can only be what a person can present in 5 minutes, and there's so much more to these people. So if you're just slightly interested and you think someone would maybe from a personal perspective, as a character, or from a tech perspective, be a good fit to your team, please do not ask questions now here, as we have to reduce this to like 1.5 hours overall, something like that. please reach out later. And the best way to do that is we have updated our graduates webpage on upleveled.io. So if you go to our website, if you go to the menu graduates, or you just use upleveled.io/graduates, type that in the URL window, then you should see not only the success stories of former graduates, which is a new feature we are extremely proud of to show, but you will also see the most recent graduates from today, and you will be presented with the links to check them out and get in touch with them. So you can either check out their LinkedIn profiles, get in touch via LinkedIn, you can send them messages, you can, and this is probably the most important thing, especially for the tech people in the audience today, you can check out their GitHub profiles, because everything we build throughout the course will be visible on GitHub, and people have really, really impressive profiles, and we invite you to check those out because they're awesome. Last thing to say, if you want to stay in the loop, if you want to stay in touch with us, we produce different content on the different social media platforms. So for Twitter, it's more tech related. For Instagram, obviously a bit more picture content. But if you follow us on LinkedIn, which is probably for the recruiters in the group most interesting, if you follow us on LinkedIn, we will keep you updated with everything that's interesting to know, more new products, new services, new cohorts, and anything that might be interesting in your recruiting and hiring processes. And keep in mind that we will come up with a new product very, very soon, which is especially created and designed to upskill employees. So not people that are looking to reskill and are unemployed currently, but people that are on your team and stay on your team and can do this alongside their job. So that was a lot of talking. I could talk for hours about this. It's awesome. I could also get emotional, because actually I'm really sad because this marks the end of this awesome cohort. But we're gonna cry later on a different Zoom altogether, and have our own little party. But now is the time to give it up for our great graduates, and I'm going to show you, I have a soundboard ready. I used that last time as well. It worked well. So I'm giving you a little example here. So I know it's hard to speak into the void, not having feedback, and it's hard for our graduates. So I'll just use that to hype them a little bit up. And you know, one always has to go first. And it's, I guess that's the hardest part. To be the one that is taking one for the team, and who could be a better choice than our people-oriented pro with IT background than Patrick Buchner. Patrick, it's your stage.
So hello everybody. I'm just quickly gonna share my screen. Can you see it? Perfect. Okay, so my name is Patrick. I'm a former IT project manager. I worked in national and also international projects. And yeah, COVID just gave me the perfect opportunity to make a career switch. And today I want to show you my travel planning app. I know traveling is currently not a big thing, but at some point in time it will come back, I'm sure. So let's try. Let's go and start planning. So I would like to do my trip. So my next trip to South America, and I would like to go to Buenos Aires first. So I quickly just add that to my trip. I also want to go to Cordoba. It's another city in Argentina. And you can see, you get immediately an overview here. And as a third one, I want to go to Santiago de Chile in this case. So I also want to cross borders. You can see it's all there. Perfect. I know there's another city. I don't remember the name, so I can't type it, but I can also kind of go in, zoom in and see, yeah, Valparaiso is a city that I want to go to. So I just click on that, add it to the trip, and it's perfectly there. So yeah, let's say maybe I've decided that I don't want to go to Valparaiso, but I want to go to another city. And instead of just removing this stop and adding another one, I can just quickly drag and drop it, and the route is recalculated. So that's perfectly fine. Yeah, so I have a menu here on the left side. And if I look at that, it tells me like it's already like 3,200 or almost 3,200 kilometers, which is a lot, and I don't have that much time. So I want to just remove one of the stops, which is Cordoba in this case. So kind of remove that, and we're immediately down to 2,800. But what you see is that it's not a very smart tour, because you go all the way from Buenos Aires to Santiago and back to Olavarria, which doesn't make too much sense, obviously. So I want to kind of switch the order. I can do that by just drag and drop. And yeah, there you go. So yeah, let's say we are good with that. Let's imagine we also want to have your own car in South America and go by yourself. You can also have your trip instructions here. So it gives you per kind of stop, it is separated, and then you have at the end the very famous sentence, your destination is on the left, on the right. We all know that. Good, so I'm pretty happy with that. I would like to store this now, so I'd like to save it just for later. Maybe I want to continue to plan. So I go to my menu again and just, first I have to log in. I'm registered already. I just, yeah, I just log in. I give it a name. So I call it Argentina and Chile. Cool. So that's done. Now, the thing is, if I change something now, so let's say I don't want to go to Olavarria, but I want to go to Rosario instead. So I just drag and drop it again. We saw that. The change is stored. So it's not lost. I don't have to save it again. I can show you that by giving you an idea of, I have another trip, which I just prepared before, which is in Bolivia. So if I go here, you can see it's a very simple trip. It's like from La Paz, going down to the Salar de Uyuni. And if I go back now to Argentina and Chile, you can say that this change has been persisted. So that's basically it. Thank you very much. The technologies that it's based on is JavaScript, React, Next.js, GraphQL, Postgres. So you name it, there's a couple of others as well. Yeah, and if you want to start planning your next trip, then I'm happy if you use this tool. And if you have any feedback, I'm also happy to hear and read about that. Yeah, besides that, thank you very much. Stay all safe, and I give over to Emilia.
Thanks a lot, Patrick. You're fast. One thing you need to plan into your trip planner is that people need a break in between. So it's not over to Emilia, it's over to Antje. You need like a home base in your trip, so you can always go back to home base before you go to the next destination. Okay. So people, yeah, you don't have to. It's not like a Staffellauf. You don't have to switch the sticks immediately. Don't worry. All right, so thanks a lot, Patrick. Amazing project, really cool to see. I have to admit that I haven't seen the full projects. People were really like secretive with this, and I yeah, really excited to see them myself. Yeah, but as Patrick was mentioning, next up is Emilia, our queen of detail, the person always on the lookout if I made something wrong and then giving me feedback, which is cool because I grow as well with this program. So give it up for Emilia. I'm really excited to see what you have to show.
Hey, hello everybody. I'm Emilia. For a moment there, I forgot everything what I wanted to say, so can happen. My name is Emilia Tulan. I come from Romania. I studied geology, and I joined Austria like 4 years ago. I signed up for a PhD at Leoben University in Austria, and I graduated last year. And working as a geologist also exposed me to large data sets, and as well as building 3D models for the hydrocarbon fields. And this got me into programming. And I wanted to show to you my app. Although one of my other passions is cooking, I built a cooking app, which I deployed already on Heroku. So you know that everybody has this, or the idea started from what do we have for dinner? Yeah? Everybody has this thing at home, right? It's endless discussion. So I said that I would like to have an app where I can just go on the app and then click a random button and then I get the random recipe, and I can use this as my base for dinner tonight. Yeah? So let's say that we decide to take this delicious papanash from Romanian, and we can go and read the instructions and as well as read the ingredients. Just to say that the technology I have used is Next.js plus PostgreSQL for the database. And let's say that we don't have, for example, Pod.js, yeah? And I decided that maybe I don't go for this recipe. So I can go to all the recipes, and I have implemented a really nice feature where you can search through the recipes. So for example, we can just put milk. Yeah? I have milk at home, and I can write in milk, and I can get the recipes, as well as I can write just the name of the name of the recipe. Sorry. So for example, scrambled eggs. So you can see that I don't need to write the full word. I can just write short words, and I can get already the results, which makes it very user friendly. And at the same time, I wanted to add to favorites feature. But in order to do this, I would need to be logged in. So we have the logging in, which I will try to do with you now. And I log in the page, and then I have from before some recipes saved. And if I go to my profile, for example, I can see here my recipe, my favorite recipes. Yeah. Okay, what else can I do? I can also dislike if I don't like it anymore. Yeah, and I have this about section where I just wrote up something about what the app is doing, and we have this subscribe button. So far, it's not fully implemented. It will. I'm working on it, so this will be my next thing to do. And the other thing what I would like to do is actually to add a feature where the user can add his own recipes. Yeah? So this would be my next to-dos. And if I want to log out, for example, I can log out easily with no problem. Yeah? So this was it. Thank you so much for listening. And next, back to you, Andy.
Nice. You also get some applause.
Thank you.
I was explaining earlier to the group already that I'm super excited too. So I have sweaty hands. I can't unlock my phone and then the soundboard doesn't work. So if you see me struggling with giving applause to people, that's the reason. But yeah, love the project, Emilia. Everyone's getting hungry now. Awesome pictures. You can imagine that in the cohort, we had lots of fun with sharing recipes because Emilia was asking us for input. So that was cool. I think Team Lunch was born, and people came up with the idea of having a team lunch once per week, like a virtual lunch session together. So that's really cool. Also like a community aspect to the project. So thank you for that. And I have to check my list, who's up next. And the next person with an awesome project to show, getting ready now, is the person who would be an awesome animated icon for the word enthusiastic, if you would need one. Mr. Enthusiastic himself is Samy. Over to you.
Hi guys, my name is Samy. I'm actually 29 and I'm from France. And yes, I have a lot of energy. So let's dive in right away, as I have quite a lot to show you. You see my screen? Everything is all right? Let me put this on the side. So for me to explain you first my project, I have to show you something that I base my project on. So there is something that few of you might actually know that is called the Tagespost in Austria, which is actually a service that you can use to upload your PDF on. and you will then receive a physical letter, right? So you could just send your PDF in there. Problem is that this app is a little bit, let's just check together. That's maybe easier to explain. So the post thing is a bit weird. Let me show you. Let's just upload a PDF that I have as an example, and let's just upload it in here. Now, it takes already a little bit of time, a bit too much time. It is not really happy. Okay. My internet seems to be a little bit not so happy. Let's just do it again. Sorry for that. Okay, anyways, we can, oh no, okay, let's just do it again. You see the problem already is that actually after being logged in, you're already not being able to really navigate around. So, which is, yeah, okay. So here it is, here's this error. Every time you upload a PDF, we can maybe just do it again for the sake of the example. Upload it again. This error will be actually shown. The problem is that basically you need to have a certain layout for it to happen. Oh, it's here. I can show you this. Okay, this app is really not happy today. It was working well before, but well. So let me show you. I want to introduce you here to something that I call Postify. And what is happening here is that we can actually, in a very simpler way than how they ask you for, it is always bugging and it doesn't really work. Let's just create maybe, for example, let's say a letter that I will send. Don't mind my address, guys, please. Here you can then now stop me if you want to. And let's say I want to send a motivation letter to Antje. I need a job, so let's just, she's living at UpLeveled Street, right? Probably at top 1, also in Vienna, I believe, and in the 1st district, and also in Austria. Then that would be the date of today. And I prepared, obviously, very prepared for searching for a job. I have like motivation letter. Now, as you can see on the other side, here was the problem of this layout. It doesn't work. Here is actually a windowed letter. It needs this layout. So what I did is actually just create that for you. So you can just basically type your letter, and then you'll find here the letters that you created, and the last one is here with the date and the sender, right? So, and seamlessly, you can actually just decide to buy it. The whole project is actually based on Next.js, and this is an API called Stripe that does the Stripe process payments, basically. So let's just go further. I decide to pay. It is just a taste payment, obviously. I'm not giving my real money here. Exactly. And so now, as simple as that is, this should actually create our successful transaction. And in about some seconds, our letter document will be sent, and the letter might arrive at Antje's place, right? So now the last thing is that you might not know what is happening in the background. So what I decided to do is use something that is called Puppeteer, which is an automation of the browser. For people who are not in tech, I just made a little video that shows you exactly what happened now, but in the background, right? So I'll play that for you if you don't mind. So again, we are back at the checkout. And here is this 30-second video. It is actually checking out, successfully paying. And what it does right now is like it's gonna hook itself to the post service, which now will open actually a new browser in the background. We call that headless. And now type logged in for me, upload actually my PDF, chooses a PDF, and then goes to the next step. That would actually be the payment process. Here, as is for a demo, I obviously do not go further because I would have to then give card numbers and credit card numbers. Exactly. So yeah, that was it for me. I hope actually you enjoyed to see this. And yeah, I am super motivated. I am very happy that you are all here. Happy and motivated to be in any of your teams. And I love this challenge and hope to do another one like this or many more to come.
Great job, Samy. I have no clue if maybe someone's from the post in the audience, because obviously they could need some optimization on this service when it comes to UX. I tried using it when you pointed me to that service. I've never heard of it, but this is, yeah, and it's for real, right? So if
yes,
yeah.
it is deployed now. Obviously, some little touches to do security issues. That's why you could find it on my GitHub, obviously, but you cannot really register in there, as I have to first take care of these stuff that are very important nowadays. And yes, and but yeah, you can please go visit my GitHub if you want to.
Nice.
It will be uploaded there.
Great job, really cool project. Also excited for the next one, which is our dark mode loving king of style, Thomas. You can't really see the dark mode loving, but we know your secrets. But today he's all colorful, branded in his app colors. Over to you, Thomas.
Thanks. So yeah, I'm Thomas, and I have a background in environmental engineering and sciences. But I always wondered, like, how are all these apps and websites working? So I decided that I'm gonna go for UpLeveled Bootcamp to learn it by myself. And now I'm gonna show you my app I built for the final project. Okay, so I prepared this video. The app is called LeapUp, and it's basically where you can find other people if you want to learn something and you don't want to learn it by yourself. And yeah, then you can just post something and say you want to learn this, who's with me, or you can find other people who want to learn the same thing as you do, and then you can contact them. So let's play it. So at first I'm gonna register a user called delete, because we're gonna delete the account later. And yes, you need an email and password for the registration. And then if you register, you come to the feed where you see all the leaps. And if you refresh, you can see it's loading, and if you're scrolling down, it loads more. So it's not loading every leap that exists. And yes, next you can see that we don't have a leap at the moment of this user. So let's create one. And this will obviously be at the top because it's the newest leap. But it will be deleted automatically later when we delete the account of this user again. So there's no leap with no user behind it. And the last step is you need to search for your location, and you add a category and post it. So let's go to the leaps. They can now see it at the top. So that's all fine, and also in your leaps you have it now. So let's log out and log in with another user that where I already created one leap. Okay, so again you see the leap screen, and if you go to a leap you can see all the leaps of this user. You can save the leap. If you already saved it, it's going to tell you. You could copy the mail to contact this person. And yeah, let's save another one. So now we should have 2 leaps in our favorites, and we can easily delete them. And yeah, let's go to the filter. So for example, you want only the leaps in Berlin. So you can see that there are at the moment 2 leaps in Berlin. So let's add another filter for the categories. And now you will only see this one. So let's see what leaps we already have. It's the learned JavaScript. And if we go back and disable the filter, we'll see it's at 2nd position. And if we delete the leap, because we maybe found a person, then it's of course also deleted there. And you could also change your password, you could change your email, and the deleting account, we go there now. So let's log in again with the delete user. And now we're gonna delete this account. You remember this will be at the top for now, the leap. This should be gone if we delete this account and log in with another user again. So now it's gone. And if we now log in for the last time, then you will see that the leap from the top disappeared, and also in the saved or in the favorites, yeah, it's gone. So now we have no more favorites because everything's gone. And yeah, that's it from my app. The tech stack I used, so the app is built in React Native. The backend I've built with Next.js, and the database is PostgreSQL. And yeah, so the next thing I would like to add is a chat feature inside of the app. And yeah, besides that, I'm quite happy with what I've achieved. And yeah, I'm looking forward if you have a nice project for me. And yeah, I'm giving it back to Antje.
Thank you, Thomas. Round of applause for you as well, because this is a really awesome project. Also built the CSS built by you alone, like not using any libraries for this, but like really creating this from scratch. Really cool. Very impressive. And since this came up in the chat, I want to clarify again. The main requirements for our final projects are projects that are built with React and Next.js, that have a database, and that have user authentication and these kind of things. So this is something you'll see in all the projects. Additionally, some of the projects, some of the people have worked with other technologies that they found are super valuable for the project, or maybe something they were interested in. So Patrick, for example, earlier with the route planner, when he was going through Argentina and Bolivia, is using GraphQL, for example, which is probably something to mention. And then, as Samy mentioned, Puppeteer and Stripe are connected to his project, and Thomas, I think, being the only one working with React Native, like having an actual mobile application. And just to clarify, but you can also find these details in the GitHub profiles and the GitHub repos to the projects. Check out the link that Matthias posted in the chat, UpLeveled/graduates, and you can see their profiles and check out what people built. And yeah, so next person up is our Icelandic fireworks, the man who has always kept us in a good mood every day and supported us and provided great Icelandic music, the Icelandic motivational coach, Róbert Már Máriuson.
Thank you, Antje. I'm just going to share my screen. So can you see my screen? Yeah, okay. So my name is Róbert Már Máriuson. I come from Iceland, and I have a background in sports and psychology. And I want to tell you the story of how I began learning how to code. This presentation is the first chapter in that story, so let's dive right in. We all have obstacles we have to climb in order to overcome adversity in our lives. And some of those obstacles may seem like mountains. And in a minute, you'll see the mountain I chose to conquer to get where I am today. But first,
Robert,
let's
just
go.
real quick, we see only the notes, I guess, no?
Yeah, it's planned, sorry.
Ah, okay.
So where was I? Yeah, so first let's go back to the beginning of the story. So why did I suddenly want to pursue coding? Well, a global pandemic hit the world and I lost my job and I looked like this. So close to 100 kilos, I decided then and there I need to change my life. I had always
We still only see your notes. We still only see the notes.
Notes.
Yeah, we see only the note-taking app.
Oh, sorry. I am on the wrong page. I'm sharing the wrong screen, I guess. Screen 2. Nice. So let's go back into it. The first chat, yeah, So, like I said, I lost my job and I looked like this, close to 100 kilos. I decided I had to change my life. I'd always been interested in coding, but too afraid to start. So I made a plan. Step 1, start training to fight the mountain. Step 2, sign up for a coding bootcamp. Step 3, make my own training application. So let's dive right into the application. Of course, we need to register first. If it's going to let us. It's actually deployed, but I didn't actually plan using the deployment for the sake of this. So let's save the password and log in. So it's very simple. You start with one button, add training day. You click the button, you get selection of days, and obviously, well, now it's going to reload. Everybody knows that Monday is International Chest Training Day, so we start with that. We save it, and we have created the first day of training. And if you've guessed it, yes, to add exercises, you click add exercises. So here we pull exercises or training regime, or like exercises, yes, from a REST API that has over 1,000 different exercises. And for International Chest Day, you want to do bench press. So you select bench and you get all different kinds of bench presses. You choose this one. And with the slider, you select how many sets you want to do. You could do 10 sets if you're crazy, but let's just, for the sake of brevity, do 3 sets or 2 sets even. We, of course, do 5 sets of 80 kilos. And then we do 10 sets of 150 kilos because we're going to fight the mountain. We save that. And you can see we've started to make up. But I prepared something earlier, and let's show you sort of more of a finished whole training regime. So let's see. We click login. So this, and then we check the exercises. And this is how like a whole week would look like. So I went from almost 100 kilos, and today it's a different story. So this was the regime sort of. If you do this for a whole year, you will come back to being able to fight the mountain. And as you could remember, can you remember, I looked like this 1 year ago when the pandemic hit. And yesterday I took some new photos, which are like this. And when you look like this, you're ready to fight the mountain. And then you just go and fight the mountain. Thank you very much. And I hope you enjoyed it. And of course, with every mountain fighting, you get the t-shirt and a picture, which is not working, I guess. But yeah, you get the point. And back to Antje.
Thanks a lot, Robert. That was hilarious. Really cool. Yeah, someone's asking in the chat whether you won. So I guess you didn't really lose because you're here.
Obviously, I killed him with a rear naked chokehold. So.
So yeah, so that's actually cool. I might need it. I could also see that Emilia has also already been in your schedule there. So she's already people signing up. That's good. Always recruiting from the people at hand. I like that. Okay, so thank you very much, Robert, and we're moving over to our next graduate, which is a person I have the most respect. We have a couple of parents on not only the team but also the graduates, also the participants, like Róbert Már Máriuson, for example, also Sasha, who will be presenting later. But especially one person had to not only deal with the full course but also with 2 toddlers, like simultaneously for the most of the time, thus also developing the next developer generation of tomorrow. So give it up for Johanna with the nerves of steel. Really looking forward to see your project.
Thank you, Antje. So hello everybody, I'm Johanna. I'm originally coming from Finland, but I moved to Austria 12 years ago. I have master's degree in music education, and that means that I used to be a general music teacher for secondary and high school. And my project that I will represent to you today, it's called Playpoly, and it is a board game rental platform. And I'll just share my screen. Whoop. Not this screen, but this one. So the project, it's a React and Next.js app, and with the databases are done using Postgres, and unit tests with Jest, and then smoke tests with Cypress. The styling I've done with Bootstrap, and I got some illustrations done by an real illustrator, and I like them really a lot. I think that they bring a nice edge to the view. Oh wait, maybe I can just show this. Okay, so let's have a look. I will walk you through logged in as an administrator so that you can see all the pages and the features on one go. I just want to show at first the register page because I'll just log in as an admin because I really like this picture that I got. So let's start. And first we'll go the games page. You will see here the search bar, and you can search with using a name or description, amount of players, or age recommend. And let's just search with guess, and we'll see we get 3 games found. Let's click on a game, and it goes to a single game page. And here you can see there's an add to cart button. Let's click on that, and I get an alert, successfully added Pictionary to your cart. Let's get some more games. Now here we see that the game is currently rented out, and if you want, we can notify you when it's returned. Well, let's do that as well. And let's maybe get still one more game. Okay, and let's now have a look at the cart. At the cart, you could remove from cart or rent all. Let's maybe remove one and then rent. We get a nice notification that booking was successful. And if we now go then to My Games, it shows the games that the user is currently renting and to which game the user wanted to have a reservation or a notification. So at this point, the normal user would just log out, but let's have a look at the admin still. So the administrator can, of course, add a new game. It has an overview over all the games, and then all the users that the administrator could maybe make them also an administrator or remove a user. But what is the most important thing on this page is this accept return button. Let's say that Monopoly got returned. I'll click on that. And let's maybe return another game as well. Okay. And this button should then be doing following, that it should be returning the game, and by clicking the button, also send a notification to the person who has booked it. Let's see if it worked. And here it is. We reserved Monopoly, and we got an automatically sent email, Monopoly is available. And then we can just log out. See you next time. So this was Playpoly. And yeah, it was really fun to develop. And what I'm planning to do next, there are two things. I want to try to build a weather app using React Native. And I'm also looking for a job starting now. Yeah, so if you have something for me, I'm happy to talk. But yeah, for now, just enjoy the rest of the presentations, and back to you, Antje.
Awesome, Johanna. I haven't seen the project in a long time, and this is really impressive, really cool to see. Enjoyed it a lot because I feel like there's this pandemic edge to it that you can actually really use this well now that everyone's locked in, and the weather is yeah. So weather app and board games is exactly what you need when you look out the window. So good job there. And I think you kind of spoiled it for everyone else because you're like, I want to work on the project and I want a job. So I like the boldness. really cool. I also liked Rental Franz and Rental Hans, those two users. I think I'm gonna use them on a daily basis now for placeholder content. Yeah, so having fun here. I'm really enjoying the project. I hope everyone is doing well in the audience. I know it's tough because you can't really you know, add your feedback, but I see people cheering in the chat, and that's really feeling awesome. Thanks for that. And we're already in deep in the second half of people presenting today, and the next one, who I really don't know how much words I should say in announcing him, because he's known for not shedding a lot of words, but being super efficient and fast and perfect in his projects. So next one up, introducing himself, is Róbert Miron.
Hi everyone, nice to meet you all. Let me just share my screen. Can you see it? I guess so. Okay, so my name is Róbert Máriuson, and my background is in accounting at a tax consultant. And in my free time, I enjoy cooking and baking, and especially the fields patisserie and confiserie are some very nice topics in baking, which gave me the idea for my final project, which is Chocolate Heaven, the best place to get some chocolates on the internet, I guess. So here you can see the landing page, just some top sellers, which we are just gonna click on them to see what happens. So if you click on a product, you get to the detailed view, where you can see a short description of the product and the ingredients, and also very important, the allergens. So this looks very good. So I'm just gonna grab some pralines. And I also got a notification that it's added to the cart, and also a short number, a little number, which shows me the amount in the cart. So also a very important topic in the e-commerce store is the login, so user authentication. If you look at the register page, it's not a lot of information I ask, but since I'm already a user, I'm just gonna log in really quick. As you can see, you get redirected to the personal information page, and here you can edit the information, which is optional. It's not because I want your data, it's because it speeds up the checkout process if you return multiple times. So let's go to the products overview page. Here you can see all the products, and I'm just gonna click on some more. Okay. Now, oh, let's look at the about page. That's also to get to know the page, the people behind it. It's totally fake, by the way. So it's made up. And at the cart, we can inspect now our products we added. And maybe I just want to delete that. So if I go below 1, then it's deleted from the cart. Now it looks good. Let's go to checkout. So here you can see the information I've put in as a user is already filled in, and I can change it if something if something is wrong. And I can also put a different shipping location. So let's do it. I'm just gonna put placeholders. Yeah, looks good. Here I can inspect it again to see if everything's all right. So I have the price per item, quantity, and the amount, and also the total amount. Here I could get back to cart if I want to change something, but this looks good. So I'm going to place an order. The payment is handled via Stripe, where you can check yet again your order. So since I'm very confident I want my products, I'm going to pay real quick. So Stripe is still in test mode, so you can insert this code as a credit card number to see the checkout process. So I'm going to click on to pay, and I get redirected to the information page that the transaction was successful. And you can see that the shipping address got set correctly to the optional one I put in. So let's see what a logged in user can also do. As we saw, we can change our information, or we can look at our order history. Here we see all of our past orders, also with a payment status. So I chose to also include all our orders also with a not successful payment. So in that case, you could go back and order it again. So if we click on see details, we can check again our order and to which address it is shipped. So I also want to mention that this web shop is also usable if you're not logged in. It's just a feature that speeds up the checkout. So here's now no data filled in. You have to put it manually, and it still works. So some main features of this project are, as you saw, Stripe, which handles payment, Redux for state management, and Tailwind CSS for styling. So I hope you liked it. Feel free to reach out to me via LinkedIn or GitHub. So thanks a lot, and back to you, Antje.
I would actually, I have to say it's an amazing project and it looks awesome, really nice design, and the pictures are really great. But due to the pandemic, which is like my most used phrase in the last 12 months, due to the pandemic, we weren't able to taste the real thing. So I guess that's my main reason to hope that the thing is over soon and we can actually meet in person, is that Robert promised. I think if you didn't, then I'll just do it for you now. You promised us pralines, right? You promised us chocolate. we want the chocolate at some point. So we'll have a party, and then we have not only drinks, but we will also have chocolate and patisserie. So this looks awesome, really, really cool project. I want to address something real quick that came up in the chat, is the question asking for which technologies people are interested to work in the future. And so there's there's a couple of answers here. So one is that you could have a look at the graduate pages that we set up for them, and you can see like a focus area, and it usually states a little bit what they feel comfortable in, what they enjoy working with, and so on. But I feel confident to say that I can speak for the group and speak for everyone if I say that people are just interested in getting the chance to prove themselves and show what they can do and get a foot in the door in the industry, maybe go on with what they learned already, but are usually always open to also getting into new things. So this, it's not so much that these graduates here are super hooked with just one technology and they're like, if I can't work with GraphQL, it doesn't make any sense to talk to me. You can actually, if you're interested in one of these people, just reach out and talk, because 100% of this group is willing to do whatever it takes to prove themselves and grow on a daily basis and grow on the job with your team. And to actually, this is the most awesome bridge, like transition sentence I could have, because the next person up actually proved to be capable of doing exactly that, like working with React in our bootcamp and then working with a different framework and other technologies, because Konstantin, who will be up next, Konstantin Müllner, chose a final project in collaboration with an actual external client. So it's a little bit different than what you've seen before, but adding all the hassle that you have with working with a real project and real deadlines. So really excited to see what came out of it. Over to you, Konstantin.
Thank you, Antje. Okay, I think everything's fine. Everything's working. Good. So, hello everybody. My name is Konstantin Müllner. I'm 32 years old, and I was born and raised here. I think you're sharing this wrong screen again. Wrong screen? Yeah. No, this is not good. This is not good. I'm sorry. It worked in the. What is it? You know what? I give you.
Did you mean to show the slides with the about me and so on?
Yeah, just
because that worked.
Did it work?
Yeah, I saw that.
So
maybe they're not in a presentation. Yeah, now they're in a presentation mode, I guess. That's
yeah, we just see the notes at the bottom, the speaker notes as
well.
well.
No, my notes are not for you, actually.
They're only for me.
Yeah, but why is that? Oh, sorry, this is, oh my God, this is embarrassing. It's exactly what's not.
Take your time. We know you can handle stress.
But I actually tried that in a dry run, and it went well. So you know what you're getting from me? This, and now you can see it, right?
Yes. This is better.
This is better. Cool. So I have the notes on my own. Cool. All right. So once again, my name is Konstantin Müllner. I'm 32 years old. I'm born and raised here in Austria. I was always into IT, computer, and technology in general. When I was a kid, it was pretty clear to me that I want to become a developer due to my passion in video games. But since there was no dedicated school to go to, I took a little bit of a detour. First, I did a diploma in audio engineering and followed up with a bachelor degree in music marketing. And right after my studies, I founded my first company, which is over 7 years by now. And in this time, I took over different tasks. For example, I did the artist management for bands and artists and the Europe-wide tour booking. I also did marketing and public relations for startups and other agencies, and took over the project lead of festivals, concerts, and events in general. In the time as a freelancer, I quickly learned that when you want to work on interesting projects, you have to reach out to people. This also happened in this case. So I did reach out to Hans-Christian Fessel, who is the manager of digital transformation at the Wiener Konzerthaus. He's also in the audience, so shout out to him. Thank you very much for this opportunity. So I was talking with him about the bootcamp and what we're doing here, and basically asked him if they have any spare project left, which I can take care of. He was very open to this idea and invited me to the concert house, where they presented me the following situation. The concert house normally is open for everybody to explore their concert halls, music rooms, and also the recording studio who is built underneath. Due to the pandemic, it's now locked and it cannot happen anymore. So they need me to create a single page application who does a virtual tour. It should be easy to use for the marketing team to implement new rooms and also implement new content. It should be easily adaptable for every other developer to build upon new features and or widen the functionality. It must be desktop and mobile responsive, and it must fit into their development environment perfectly. More to that in a second. So they handed me over the prototype, which was my starting point and also my go-to version. The prototype was approved by the marketing, and it detailed all the functionality and all the must-haves, as well as how it should look and behave in the end. With all the technology we learned in the bootcamp so far, I thought this would be a pretty easy project to do, and it might be a little bit underwhelming for a final project and also to present it to you. However, there was a little twist because the development stack of the Konzerthaus does not match the development stack we learned in the bootcamp so far. So they're mainly working with Vue.js. And the real challenge here was actually learning a new framework in a very short amount of time, and also knowing that this product will go into production eventually. So I took the first week off, dig deep into Vue.js, watched a lot of YouTube videos, read the documentation, and also bought the Udemy course for that. And after the first week, I went full learning by doing mode. So then after that, they introduced me to their WordPress, which they're using as their content management system. And also will I use later as a REST API to fetch my data from. And we also did go with Bootstrap, jQuery, and CSS because they are widely used libraries and toolboxes. So every other developer can easily pick up that. Here's a quick demonstration how easy it is with WordPress to create new rooms and implement new content to the application without touching the code at all. I'm using here dummy content because the simple reason that there was a slightly delay with the content. So this is also the reason why this project is now in production phase and not in development, in development phase and not in production yet. However, as you can see, the app is fully functional and ready to use. And also see how fast it is that the new content is rendered on the screen. I also added functionality where you can switch out the background you see here for an SVG and can put point of interest to highlight certain thing on it. And when you click on it, the same model as shown now will appear. So you have seen there are a lot of different rooms already implemented in this application, but there's simply no time to show you everything. So I would love to invite you to visit my GitHub profile, and there you can go to the Konzerthaus project repository and check out the code and also the deployed version. If this application goes in production, I will definitely make a post on LinkedIn, so please make sure we are connected there. Thank you very much.
Awesome project, Konstantin. Also really enjoying the Rick Astley vibes here. I haven't seen that before, so I'm definitely gonna check out the app. Looks like a lot of fun, and yeah, this is exactly what we needed to prove that this is the approach we teach. Like this is the main focus that we have, and that Carl is always enforcing in the full syllabus is that people are able to work independently and are able to switch into other technologies, are able to learn on a continuous basis and have this growth mindset of getting themselves into new things again and again. And this is exactly what applies to the other graduates as well. But Konstantin did a really good job in showcasing this. Thank you for this. So yes, only 2 people left. We're moving towards the end. It's a little bit sad, but I'm really enjoying the projects. Hope you're also having a great time. And so the next person, I was actually struggling to pick something to announce. Our beloved Sasha, because he keeps surprising us in a positive way on a daily basis with things we never knew about him. Like, did you know that I sing a cappella? He came up with this like in the middle of the bootcamp, like nobody know. Did you know that I'm actually currently in Bosnia? And now I'm back in Vienna. Now I'm having the kids at home, but I'm still coding. Did you know that I also play basketball? Do you know that I'm a publisher? And so if you need a very versatile person who keeps surprising you with awesome skills on a daily basis, then have a look at the next person, Sasa Milosevic.
Okay, wow, Antje, thank you for the great announcement. Hello, everybody. My name is Sasa Milosevic. I'm originally, as Antje said, from Bosnia. My basic background is in marketing and media business for more than 10 years now. But as she said, basketball is my passion, right? So when you know some things and you love some things, and sorry, my phone just got down. Yeah, it happens, sorry. My setup was compromised, but it's better now. Here I'm back. So basically, with things I know and things I like and love, I made, just let me share my screen. I decided to make a news site, okay? And it's called NBA News. It's like, I thought about it for a long time, and I always liked NBA more than other leagues, and that's like my real passion. So basically on this project, I used, of course, it's made in Next.js with Postgres database with heavy usage of external APIs, and of course tested with Cypress end-to-end and Jest for unit testing. So basically, so you see the starting page, homepage, and here we can see are the scores default by yesterday's day, and under that you can see all the news that were in that certain time span published. Yeah. So of course you're able to click on any news and you get something, yeah, like that. And of course you're able to, okay, I'll try this, to search, like, I don't know, LeBron is hot, right? Or whoever. So how rich they are, yeah, a lot. On the scores page, we can see scores on any given day, or we can see the next scores for any other day in future, just by clicking on this here. And right now, by default, it was also yesterday. And right now we got the results for 5th of April. And if we like click on Utah, which is like league leader right now, and this is basically just some basic data about this game. Also, if we click on standings, we can get here all the current standings on this day. And yeah, you see Utah is first and the others are below them. If you click on teams page, you can see listed all teams and click on every team page. And yeah, what you see here is that you need to log in first if you want to see your favorite teams. So why would you like to log in anyway? If you log in and like this, of course, you can first register, but we're going to skip it for the matter of shortness. Well, this is my one of my nicks, and we go log in. Right now, we see our profile page, and I already am liking two teams. It's Boston Celtics and Denver Nuggets. Of course, my homie Nikola Jokic plays in Denver, right? And we can also like add someone, some team, like Atlanta Hawks, or we can, oh, no, they're rubbish. I don't like them. Just remove them. What's cool about this? Okay, I like NBA, but I don't really like that much LeBron James. You know, he kind of gets me on the nerve. I would like to see more news about Boston Celtics and Denver Nuggets, right? So right now I'm logged in, and if we go to the starting page, wow, we have some another set of news, which are Denver and Boston themed, because the teams that we are like were set in a database, the influx, the query, we are setting to an external API. So right now we see all the news, or to be exact, like on this page, first 25 news of that selected query. So that you can also search that, and if you like search for, I don't know, Tatum, yeah, we see that there's a lot of Jason Tatum, because he kind of destroyed Denver last night, and I was really sad about it. Yeah, that's life. Now, if you go back, we see here these news, and when we log out, we are logged out, and we should be in any second be redirected to the home page, and bam, right now we're seeing again the old news, because we're not logged in anymore, right? Well, that's it from my side. And about this project, I would like to add more international teams in future, like maybe to narrow down more the actual sources for this data, because it's what I'm getting from current sources is just insane number, but it requests some other stuff from people that are providing me with these APIs. So I think I'm done here. Antje is impatient a little bit, so back to Antje.
So as you can see, people learn awesome new people skills in the bootcamp as well, like judging from my looks, whether I'm impatient or not with them. Like, could you please come to an end? No, I think, no, Sasha, just joking, really. This is not only a cool project, but I really like how everyone here is super disciplined. We decided that we just want to stick to the 5 minutes and like be fair to everyone, and like not completely exceed this time limit. And everyone's doing a really, really great job. So thanks for everyone, and thank you for the cool project. Yeah, so we had a lot of fun going through the baseball news earlier, and yeah, can't wait to see when you add the Serbian leagues and the Eastern European leagues. So lots of things on the list, but only one more person to go, and yeah, so I will say a couple of last words and a little outro afterwards, but please don't leave yet, because we have one more really awesome project as the final project, the final project of the final project presentations, and by a person who is probably the most well prepared person, not only on this team, but on the globe. Like he's covering for all edge cases, prepared for everything that happens. Now I raised the bar high. Now you can't have any flaws in your presentation. No, obviously that can happen to everyone, but really, Gabriel is someone who is always playing it down and then surprising us with great work. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this last project. Over to Gabriel.
Okay, so welcome everyone. My name is Bui Kwang, Gabriel for short. I'm from Hungary and my background is in mechanical engineering. Prior joining this bootcamp, I had been studying web development technologies for like 5 months. And during the studying phase, I realized that I could not create effective nodes. Like I was missing a tool. So I made an application just for this purpose. So my project is a note-taking application specifically designed for web developers. So I'm going to share my screen now. Okay, so this is my landing page. You can do three things with this application. You can code live with it, you can document it, and you can draw sketches for the visual learners. I also implemented another feature called collaboration, where 2 or more users can code together. So let's go to the application. So unfortunately, I cannot show every feature because we don't have time. So I'm gonna only show the coolest one, which is the collaboration. And in order to do that, we need to log in. You can do either the normal way or with Google or with GitHub. I'm gonna choose GitHub for now. So authorize, and it should redirect to the application. But to do the collaboration, we need another user. So to do that, I'm gonna minimize this, this browser and bring in the second user, which is a Firefox user called the teacher. So the way to collaborate here is clicking on this button first. This will create a room for you and give you a link. And to enter the room, you just need to copy and paste inside the URL, both places, and wait for them to load. So to verify that they are in the same room, we can use this chat feature here. It will show us the participants in the room, and they can obviously chat with each other. So like, hello teacher. And we can see that there is this one unread message here. There is also a sound notification. I'm not sure if you heard that. And he can just answer, right? So the whole application, it works like this. You need to click on this code button, and it will display like a code window we can work with. And notice that it will also appear on the right side, and we need to wait for the loading. But usually we write code on the left, and it will display it on the right side. And to do that, I have these few lines here, which will show you text on preview on the right side. If you wait just a second, I hope so. Yep, on the right side it appeared. It's just a little bit slow because my computer is a little bit old. So it should show on the left side also. Yep, there we go. But this looks really ugly, right? So I implemented a custom function called show. And whatever you put inside here, it will show on the right side. Let's say a number 1 in this instance. And there we go, number 1. And well, the left side is again a bit slower. I guess Chrome is not in a happy mood today. But we can also show HTML elements here, such as this button here. And it should show us a button. Yep, both sides have this button. And also React is imported by default in these code windows, meaning we can just use React. And to show that, I have this React code snippet from the official React documentation. I'm just gonna add some space here, just copy paste. There we go. So here we can see that there is this app component, and I just show it here. This is just a simple counting application, and that's it. You can also import here any NPM packaging like Axios or Lodash or whatever, but you can also import CSS frameworks in. And I chose Bulma for the presentation. So I import it here, and we need to use it. To do that, I'm gonna go to Bulma's page. And if we use these class names, we should display this green button. So let's copy that and add this to our button class and paste. And hopefully we should receive a green button. Yep, there we go. The functionality is also there. So if you like my project, please check it out because I have tons of more functionalities. I promise that these buttons are not there just chilling out. Or this quiz feature, you can test your knowledge on the notes you have taken. You can add multiple code windows here, also a text window, but you don't have time to explore that. Also, please check out my GitHub. I have a lot more projects to show, such as an e-commerce app with voice recognition, or a hiking app with Stripe and NodeMailer. So if you are interested in me, please reach out to me and let's connect. So thank you for your attention and time. Back to you, Antje.
Extremely impressive. I like also how people now get the impression that I'm like a very, you know, someone who is very strict, and people are kind of scared that they maybe show too much or, you know, exceed the time limit, and they're like, oh no, I would love to show this, but I can't. Antje said no. So yeah, that's that's my role apparently. No, but really impressive project. I think that goes without any further explanations. As Gabriel was mentioning, some people even working here with old devices, like having to wait tons of times until things process, and not even able to display the Zoom backgrounds, these kind of things. So people have really worked with, you know, what they can just create out of thin air, and what they've learned in these weeks is really impressive. So yeah, that was it already. I hope you enjoyed the presentations. I hope you enjoyed what we showed you about UpLeveled and about the people joining us. I speak for the whole UpLeveled team that we really love this cohort dearly and had a lot of fun despite being remote all the time, and are really super proud and congratulate everyone on graduating from the program and having such a great portfolio of projects to show. As mentioned earlier already, there's a lot more than you have seen today. People have different interests, people have different side projects, pet projects, earlier projects, things that they bring to the table that might be interesting to you. We have the feedback from some of you, from some of the companies that have already hired from us, that sometimes candidates come with just one unique other skill that is super relevant for the teams. So if you're interested, just reach out to the graduates directly themselves. That makes more sense. People are waiting impatiently for you to reach out and get in touch with you and have, because it's easy now, right? We're all used to this Zoom thing. So having a quick Zoom interview is not a big deal anymore. We're gonna have drinks now. So this is it. We're gonna party our graduation as we did every day in our own Zoom room. We're gonna feel proud and enjoy ourselves a little bit. We want to thank everyone again who's it was really awesome to have so many people joining. It's a very cool opportunity for our candidates, and we highly appreciate your time sitting here and watching them and cheering for them. And so thanks again to everyone in the audience for taking the time to watch. This was really nice. We'll be back soon. Like we never rest. There'll be more in a couple of months. But for now, you need to be quick because these people are already high in demand. All right. That's it for today. We will, maybe a quick thing. You can, as I mentioned, reach out on all the different channels, reach out to Matthias or me, phone or email, LinkedIn, obviously, follow UpLeveled on LinkedIn. We don't post much, but when we do, then it's usually super relevant. Twitter and all the other social media channels, but also, yeah, make sure that you reach out if you have any questions. And we will have a recording soon. So we recorded everything and we will put it on a unlisted channel so we can share privately the link to this recording, and you can check out the profiles again or share it with your colleagues if you're interested in a project, and share the link to that. That'll be up soon this week. And yeah, happy again to have everyone in this group, and congratulations to all the graduates. And with that, I'm going to give it a last round of applause. And say goodbye to everyone. Have a great day. Have a great week.